form an organization and it is existing. There was pandemic. There was no probably class sessions face to face. So a thought came, how can we maximize on this pandemic situation? And therefore, these online classes and this webinar took place. So therefore, we have thought, and thought is energy. For instance, right now I'm in front of my laptop. This is a thing. This thing was earlier a thought. Because when thoughts crystallizes, it becomes things. For instance, when water crystallizes, it becomes ice. So similarly, when our thoughts crystallizes, it becomes a thing. For instance, everything is energy. All these are crystallized energy, but everything is energy. Your thoughts begins it. We start thinking about it. Our emotions amplify it, and our actions increases the momentum. So therefore, all these things are within us. We have a thought, we have an idea, and then we get emotionally involved and get into action, and then we activate this thought energy. That's why it is said, everything is created twice. First in the mind as a concept, intangible, and then as a tangible thing. So anything and everything, the house that you're sitting right now, the structure that you're sitting right now is nothing but a thought energy. Sometime back, probably you had an idea you want to construct a place like this, or probably you wanted to have an interior done like this. All these were thoughts that was going inside you. And then this intangible thought got into action because your emotions took over it, it amplified it, and the momentum was increased by the action. So therefore, let's understand, we all have that energy, and that energy is thought energy. In maximizing our thought energy, we have an opportunity to maximize our potential. Now we need to understand the science of energy. Okay, science is knowledge documented. It is logic, it is process, it's not fiction. So science is documented knowledge, and the science of energy says, energy when it is concentrated is powerful. Energy not concentrated is powerless. Okay, sorry for the overlap on the screen. It just happened probably due to the system. So bear with that. Probably the subsequent slides also might be like that. Kindly bear with me on this. So it says concentrated energy is powerful. Energy not concentrated is powerless. I repeat, when our energy is concentrated, it's going to be powerful. And energy not concentrated is powerless. This is science of energy. For instance, we know there's sunlight. Sunlight is energy. We call it solar energy. But the sunlight that we are experiencing right now is diluted. We all go out, we use the sun, and sun is one that sustains life. Without sun, we cannot live. So therefore, sun is there. But this sunlight that we're experiencing is diluted. But take a magnifying glass and allow the sun rays to pass through the magnifying glass and put an object under the rays that comes to the magnifying glass. Now, what happens to that object? It burns, isn't it? Now, the same sunlight where we all enjoy and experience, when it comes through a magnifying glass, it can burn, it can hurt. That means energy earlier was diluted, and now it is concentrated. It's got the power to create or destroy. So I shared with you an example, and let me share with you the next example. We all know there's that breeze. We all want the breeze. We want it to be very pleasant. But the same breeze become a tempest or a cyclone. It has got the power to uproot trees. It's got the power to uproot buildings. It can be very, very dangerous. It can be very, very hazardous. But the same wind energy, when it is put in the turbine, when the turbine is used to regulate this energy, you find right now the raw wind energy now becomes concentrated, and it becomes for a usage, and electricity and things like that are made use of. So the point that I'm trying to establish over here is that energy, when it is concentrated, is power. Energy not concentrated is powerless. For instance, there is a light in front of me. I've got a light, and you will be having a light. Now, all these light is also energy, okay? Now, if I can state in these light rays and concentrate these light rays, what will they become? Can I have some response? If I can state in the light rays, concentrate them, what will it transform to be?
Laser.
Okay, thank you so much for giving that input. It is laser. Now the same light energy right now, which is now shining, which I'm enjoying it. You're also seeing me. I'm also seeing you. But the same light, when it is concentrated, it becomes a laser. Laser has got the power to cut through steel. Laser today is being used in life-saving surgeries. So here we are trying to establish a point, because I want to get this point right so that we understand what we need to do to maximize so that we can have this life accelerated and can be an exciting adventure. Well, I'm sure you people had tea or coffee, or you probably didn't have it. It doesn't matter. I want to ask someone over here, this evening or this morning, did anybody have tea or coffee?
Yes.
Yeah, who's this?
Arjun.
Arjun. Okay, Arjun, you had tea or coffee?
Tea.
Tea, okay. Arjun, where are you from?
Salem, Coimbatore.
Okay, Salem, Coimbatore. I love that place. Okay. Now, Arjun, you had tea.
Yes.
Your tongue experienced the taste of sugar,
Yeah.
milk,
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
tea.
Yes.
In addition to it, your tongue experienced something else. What is that?
Maybe pleasure or satisfaction, I don't know.
Okay. There's something very tangible you experienced.
Yeah.
You experienced the taste of sugar,
Yeah.
milk, water, and tea. In addition to that, your tongue experienced something else, addition to satisfaction. What is that?
Heat energy.
Heat.
Okay, heat.
Hotness.
Okay. Right, heat. I was trying to get that. Arjun, who served you the tea?
My wife.
Fantastic. Okay. Now, Arjun was served tea and his wife served tea. And it was hot, isn't it, Arjun?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if the tea was not hot, what would have happened?
I would not drink.
Okay. Now, Arjun probably might say, why is the tea cold? I want it hot. And he probably wants a hot tea. That means Arjun experienced heat and enjoyed heat. So here I'm trying to establish the fact that Arjun's tongue experienced heat and he enjoyed that heat. If the tea was not hot, you wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
Now that I established the fact that Arjun enjoys heat, now I pull out Arjun's tongue and put a cigarette lighter under it. What will happen now, Arjun?
It will burn.
Okay, you will scream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Earlier, you enjoyed the heat in the tea, but right now you're suffering the heat. What is the difference?
The temperature level.
Okay. It is temperature level. It is the concentration of the heat energy. In the tea cup, the heat was diluted. You enjoyed it. Right now, in a cigarette lighter, it's a bit concentrated and you were hurt by it. So therefore, the logic I'm trying to emphasize over here is, again, let me drive this point again and again so that this can be a great input so that we can work on ourselves. So energy, when it is concentrated, is powerful. Energy not concentrated is powerless. Now, the same logic applies to our thought energy. Our thoughts are also energy. When our thought energy is concentrated, we are going to be achievers. When our thought energy is not concentrated, we are going to be consumers. When our thought energy is concentrated, we will be history makers. When we don't concentrate our thought energy, we become history readers. When we concentrate our thought energy, we become players. And if we don't concentrate our thought energy, we become spectators. So what I'm trying to drive home is that if at all something has to be achieved, our thought energy has to be concentrated, because we all have our thought energy. Absolutely fine. But this thought energy, when it is concentrated, it's got the power to create or destroy. 9/11, we all know the date. There was this Twin Tower. Now that Twin Tower was constructed because of a thought energy. The engineers worked on it and created a massive structure. A thought energy created that 110th floor of the Twin Tower. right? And when they were constructing the tower, they also planned, if at all the tower has to fall, it has to fall down like this and not slant the other way or anywhere around. So therefore, even that was planned. So somebody created or built that tower by means of their creative thought energy. And somebody said, why not we destroy it? And it was blasted. So therefore, that tower was destroyed because of a thought energy. The tower was created because of a thought energy. So we have got a thought is energy. It has got the power to create or to destroy. So here we possess this very, very powerful weapon, which is our thought. And we as leaders and contributors, we will certainly use it for creative purposes. So therefore, we need to understand that concentrated thought energy is powerful. Thought energy, not concentrated, is powerless. So here I've taken about 20-25 minutes to bring to this point that we all have thought energy. Now, if at all we need to actualize ourselves, if at all we need to maximize our potential, we need to concentrate our thought energy. So therefore, the moment we concentrate our thought energy, we are going to be creative. That's why this great man, Swami Vivekananda, said, take up one idea, think of that idea, dream of that idea, be in that idea, let every muscle of it be that idea, let every vein in your body be that idea, and that is the way to become successful. So what is he, in other words, trying to say? Develop the concentration and concentrate your thought energy, and then success is certainly ours. So now we need to understand what is concentration. Concentration is steering your whole mind towards one thought, disregarding the rest of the many thoughts. So therefore, the definition of concentration is simple. Your ability to steer your whole mind towards one thought or one activity, disregarding the rest of the many thoughts. As behavioral scientists say, even medical science say, we have got over hundreds of thoughts going within us. Our ability to concentrate, steer our whole mind towards one thought or one activity, disregarding the rest of the many thoughts, is concentration. Right now, I'm conducting this webinar. And for me, till 8:30, my priority is the webinar. No distractions whatsoever. I'm not going to fidget with the phone. I'm not going to attend any calls or meet anybody. If I am to maximize on my potential, I need to concentrate on the task in hand. So when I say one thought, it means one activity. Right now, you're sitting and listening to the webinar. I really appreciate that. And now when you're listening to the webinar, you're in one thought. That is one activity. And if you can get absolutely focused into attending this webinar, after 1.5 hours, the quality and the quantity of the learning from this webinar is going to be humongous. Yesterday, we had a session on managing your deck or making your presentation deck by Vaidishwaran. And then when he was giving the presentation, I was sitting and listening. Now I have an option either to fidget with my phone or go around, come out and all that, or I can sit there and listen to his webinar. And I ensured if I'm to learn something from that webinar on creating a presentation deck, I need to listen to this expert. So therefore I was stayed put into the webinar and I certainly had some learning. So therefore at any point in time, at every point in time, if you're concentrating on the work in hand, and that is what is concentration. If you're focused on that work in hand, that is what is concentration. So whatever you might be doing at that point in time, whatever you're doing, if you can steer your whole mind towards that one thought, disregarding the rest of the distractions that might come in, and that is what is concentration. So therefore, this is a very simple input, but a very powerful input. There was this person called Andrew Carnegie, a very, very successful American businessman, very successful. And the administrators in US were wondering, how did this man make so much of money? So therefore, they did a lot of investigation on him to find out anything wrong with him. Is there any fraudulent means and all that? So after doing a thorough research, they couldn't find anything fault with him. No tax evasion, no manipulation. He was absolutely straight. So they asked him, what is the reason for your success? He said something very simple. He said, I can concentrate on a task for 5 minutes. Simple. He said, I can concentrate on a task on 5 minutes. He said, that's it. We can do it. He said, come on, do it. They could not even concentrate for 2 or 3 minutes. So here, what we are trying to do is that we need to maximize ourselves. And the moment we are in something, absolutely involved in it. And that is what is concentration. So therefore, the road to success, the road to actualize and maximize our potential is our thought energy, and our thought energy needs to be concentrated. Well, so concentration is what is success. Success is what is concentration. You see a Virat Kohli, he's successful. The reason is that he concentrates on that one task on hand. You see a business leader. In our own group, we have got many business leaders. But to give you some prominent names like Narayana Murthy or Azim Premji, they are successful. And what makes them successful? Success is what we see external manifestation. But the invisible thing is their concentration or the devotion and dedication to the work. So concentration can have many names. You can be devoted and dedicated. So here we are saying to make that concentration definition brief, it says one thought minus many thoughts. So whatever activity you are involved in, whatever point in time, get into that activity absolutely involved. It's just not about work. It's about even taking a walk in the park. When you're absolutely in that environment, you're living a total life, living an intense life. That means you're absolutely in it. So therefore, concentration is one thought minus many thoughts. And the more and more we can practice it, we are certainly actualizing our potential. So here we need to understand that we have a thought. Everything starts off with thought, as I told you. Thought is loose thing that is going on. When you work on your thought, the next step your thought becomes is, somebody can say it? You first get a thought, right?
Action.
Idea.
Who said this?
Idea.
Okay,
Action
right.
said by Ravichandran.
Okay, Ravichandran. Okay, actions and ideas. Okay, so therefore,
Desire.
okay, yeah. So thought leads to action. Okay, you think of it. You have a thought, and then you get into action. When I say action, it's not about physical doing only. Even when you start to think about the thought, it is an action. I get a thought and I just close my eyes and think about it. That is also an action. I don't have to physically move things around. I don't have to physically move around. But even when I'm thinking on the thought, that is action. Okay. So therefore, let's make it clear. We have a thought which comes in, generates because of the information that we already possess, process. And then over a period of time, working on that thought, it becomes an action, either thinking or performing. Then when you repeat an action, what happens?
Habits.
Okay, right. This is a process we know well. Our thought action becomes an habit. They say you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an accident, is an habit. For some people, excellence is a way of life. Being punctual is a way of life. Being dedicated is a way of life. Doing things in an orderly manner is a way of life. The reason is that they have got into working on their actions in a very conscious manner. So you can have conscious habits or compulsive habits. So therefore, habits have got two qualities. Conscious habits are growth oriented, but compulsive habits are limiting. So therefore, when we are aware of what we are doing, and then I get to an habit, and when I'm conscious about it, that habit is certainly a habit that is going to help me to grow. And then this habit over a period of time will become what?
Characters.
Huh?
Character.
Okay? Right. And this habit over a period of time defines a character. So whatever character we possess is defined, but what is that we repeatedly do? So whatever we are repeatedly doing is what is going to be manifested as a character. So character is what we do when nobody sees. So therefore, it's very, very important to work on our character. Many a times you're working on building branding. We are working on getting recognized by people. That is a superstructure, but very important that we need to all work on, because we are into an exciting adventure of a lifetime. We need to work on our character. What is the values? And the moment we work on our character defines us. And then our character will determine our
Destination.
Culture.
destiny. At the end of it, destiny means it's not about the end of life. Even this webinar that I'm doing has got a destiny. At 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, my webinar gets over. It's a destiny. Now, how this destiny of this webinar is going to be, as a presenter for me and as a participant for you, depends on how you were involved in this webinar with an open mind. And now all these things will determine the destiny. So here it is very rightly said, your destiny is in your hands. Okay, that's why all the great people said, your destiny is in your hands. Because the world might throw many things on us, but what we make out of what is being thrown by us, on us is 100% ours. So here we need to work on ourselves and see how I can handle what I can handle, how I can do what I can do, and not be much bothered about things that I can't do. So therefore, destiny is the effect, and the cause is
Thoughts.
destiny is the effect. The cause is
Thoughts.
thoughts. So if you want to change your destiny, what must you change?
Thought.
Thought. Simple as that. Okay, it looks very simple, and many people go to astrologers and swamis and ask, what is my destiny? But there is a swami called Swami Daniel Ananda. He says, change your thoughts and you will change your destiny. And this is what many people say. It's not Daniel who's saying, everybody says it, and you would have also experienced in your life. So therefore, we are what we are, and our thoughts makes us what we are. By changing our thoughts, we can change our life. Change our life means change our destiny. So therefore, this is a very simple input. Can I have you muted, please? Please speak. Can you have them muted? Okay. So here,
please unmute yourself, Mr. Please unmute yourself, Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel, please unmute yourself.
okay, right. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are going on a path. We are trying to understand, because this is a personal development webinar. It looks very simple, but there are many profound things that is done in a simple manner. So here I was sharing with you how we can maximize on our potential, and the potential, actualizing our potential can become the most exciting adventure of a lifetime. And then we got into this aspect of a thought and concentration of our thought energy. So here we must understand that life is a stream of experiences. It is said life is Anubhava Dhara, meaning a stream of experiences. I've lived probably for 5 decades or 6 decades, whatever it is, and I've gone through a stream of experiences. Now, the quality of my life depends on the experiences that I have. If I have a lot of good experiences, that means I'm a happy man. If I've got a lot of bad experiences, that means I'm a miserable person. So therefore, the quality of our experience determines the quality of our life. So therefore, I'm sure each one of us have gone through various phases in our life. So here, I want to use this forum to know some of you all. So I want 2 participants in the participants list to volunteer to express an happiest moment of your life for 2 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to give you 2 minutes time. And in this 2 minutes, I want you all to share to the larger group so that we can know a little bit of each one of us. But there's no time, at least we can know about 2 people. So I want any 2 of you all to volunteer to express an happy moment of your life for 120 seconds.
Good evening, sir. This is Professor Nirmala from Kerala, Trichur.
Yes, ma'am. Professor Nirmala, just hold on. Can we get you on the spotlight?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right, Mohan, spotlight.
Yeah.
Yes, madam. Yeah, please go ahead, madam.
As a trainer, I was selected to send in my reports to the national headquarters. And when I got the Ravi Puraskar Award, which was Excellence Award for Training in India, well, my joy knew no bounds. And today, whenever I feel a little depressed, I think of that moment and I really go on to the 9th cloud.
Okay.
Really
so
happy.
That means that moment of you getting recognized and being awarded has given you a lot of energy. And every time when you think of it, it makes you feel great, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Can we give Nirmala Madam a big applause, please, everybody?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right. It is so nice of Madam to share that. Really, thank you for that, Madam. Yes, sir. Next.
I am Ravichandran.
Yes, Ravichandran, go ahead.
Yeah, the most happiest evergreen memory is when I was doing a freelance training program for the Indian Railways, and the outcome of the training was every batch was monitored and evaluated by the principal of the Indian Railways. The outcome was that he has recommended me directly to the organization that this person need to be taken on road so that he will be a great asset for your organization. And that's where from the freelancer, I moved into on roads of NIS partner, and then I become a part of Mukesh Ambani RNA thing. I think that is one of the finest evergreen memory, that how one individual can be transformed into a corporate world. That's that.
Okay, fantastic. Can we give Mr. Ravichandran a big applause, please, everybody? Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravichandran, for sharing that happiest moment of yours where you are a freelance trainer, you got to train and then recognized by the board and the official, and then you got yourself placed, isn't it? So when you think of that, you feel, even when you're low and down, the moment you think of it, you feel excited, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, great. And now it's nice to have known Nirmala Madam and Ravichandran for sharing the moment. And it has also given us a great joy. It is said, as a peak performer, as a leader, we also experience the joy of the other person. Our ability to be in their shoes and experience the joy is also a great part of a peak performer. So it's nice to know this too. We got about 60 people in it, so I'm not going to ask all the 60. So some people might get nervous and they would want to leave and go away. Don't worry, it's only an option that I'm throwing out to people. Now, we have heard two happiest moment. As I told you, life is Anubhavadhara. It has got happiness and it has also got some sadness. So therefore, there are happy moments and sad moments. This is what life is all about. So now I want to ask any two volunteers to share a sad moment of their life. Any one of you all can share a sad moment of your life.
Is the chance maybe given to Ravi again?
Okay, right, Mr. Okay, just a minute. Yes, Mr. Ravi, go ahead.
Okay, good. In the year 1998, I got a chance to go to Middle East to work on a sponsored visa.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Ravi.
Yeah, on a sponsored visa. The year 1988, it was a very, very, very thrill moment for me, because the first time there is such opportunity for me to go abroad, and first time to get into the flight, and first time going to so many things. And my date was fixed, my flight tickets were fixed. It was on June 5th of 1988. Very unfortunately, on 2nd June, I lost my mother.
Last year? Okay.
I lost my mother. So, as being a first eldest son of the family, and as per the traditional rituals and everything, I was not permitted to go. And now the biggest sad point is, if anybody even call me for a holiday or a visit to abroad, I get this thought first into my thing. I become sick. And so far, though in spite of so many invitations and offers, I just ignored, because the mindset said that no, if you go, you might lose somebody. This is always pulling me in spite of so many accomplishments that I achieved. In spite of that, this is always triggering me the negative side.
Okay.
Again, thank you very much for giving me two chances. I think this Pongal is a double dhamaka for me.
Okay. I'm so glad that you avail opportunities. And people who avail opportunities are the ones who really grow, they say. Because we say luck is the meeting point of your alertness to the opportunities passing by. So therefore, availing and grabbing opportunities is very important. So anybody would like to have a go? I want you all to share a moment where you felt very low, very sad. Yes, sir.
Narendra Naik.
Yeah, Mr. Narendra, please go ahead.
Yeah. It is 27th October 1998, the day I lost my youngest brother, who was only 39. He was working in BML. Suddenly, due to heart attack, he expired inside the factory. It came as a shock to us, but that was the saddest moment of our life, because he was the youngest and loved by everybody, and we lost him. That is the saddest moment.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Narendran, for sharing this moment. I know it's a very heartbreaking moment. It could probably happen in the year 2000 or so, but it can be so fresh because a person that you love and a person who's your brother no more is certainly very hurting. Okay, now I'm still going to open it up to some more, one or two more of y'all to share a moment of your life, either happiness or sadness.
Well, I can share another happy incident, sir. Rather than sadness.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, share.
When I was selected to represent India at the UN in 2014 and speak on alleviation of poverty globally, all of 4 feet 9 inches of me stood up and spoke for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I was amazed to see that I was the only one who got a standing ovation. There were all the representatives of the WHO, Bill Clinton, his daughter Chelsea Clinton, Ban Ki-moon. It was amazing. I really can't believe it even now. So that was a really amazing moment. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Can we give Mr. Nirmala a big applause once again? Okay, to be part of UN is not an easy thing. And to be talking in front of world leaders like Clinton and his family is something awesome. And I can understand the joy that you have within you, isn't it? Every time when you think of it, okay, it reclaims your potential. Yes, Mr. Naik.
Yeah, I want to add one more incident that happened in connection with the earlier incident. 2 years back, I lost that brother's son, who was 20-year-old, and he was a leading cricket player, a very lovely boy, and youngest in the family. He succumbed to cancer. He had a brain cancer at the root point of the head. So he survived 1 year and we lost him. So that was the heartbreaking incident that happened.
In fact, empathizing with you, we can understand what you'd have gone through, Mr. Naik. Okay, now I'm going to give two opportunities. I really like the participation of people over here, okay, where we are trying to know each other, because a peak perform workshop is typically with a small group of people where we get connected so well as if we have known each other from childhood. That's the power of the program.
Daniel, if you don't mind, Archana Madhu, Mrs. Archana Madhu would like to speak.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
I'd like to have Mr. Archana Madhu to talk, and then Mr. Chidambaram Muthuraman to also express. And you've got 2 minutes to talk. Okay. Right. Ms. Archana Madhu.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Good evening, everybody. And this is my second session on this forum. And I just love the way the people interact here, and very informative sessions is what I can tell. I just started off my stint with the social media with a channel named Brain Tunes with Archana, which was the brainchild of one of our participants here, Mr. Sushant Mysorkar, who is a memory wizard. With his encouragement, I started off. And a moment which I remember very fondly is when I was interviewing an international storyteller named Miss Christine Pedemonte. So we finished off with the interview, and then in the course of conversation, I told her that I was a Sanskrit lecturer and my passion to propagate this divine language and how it has taken the backseat in India, whereas the West is waking up to this beautiful language. She was all praise, and she actually made me recite a shloka. She recited it after it, and she vowed that she would also propagate Sanskrit. So that was a very proud moment. I started off with trying to bring her into the limelight. She brought me back into the limelight. So that made me very, very happy. And I think that was one of the most beautiful moments that I experienced of late. Coming to sorrows, there have been many. I wouldn't like to delve into it because I just go into depression. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Archana. Right. And now, Archana, which place are you? Would like to make a small introduction so that people can also get to know where are you logged in from?
I am basically a Hyderabadi, born and brought up in Hyderabad, but currently I am in Bangalore because I'm a virtual trainer. Anywhere I am doesn't make a difference. So I'm in Bangalore right now.
Oh, fantastic, Archana. Really appreciate that of you sharing that moment where you wanted to spotlight somebody and somebody spotlighted you. And how long is that sloka?
Actually, it is, we start off with a dinacharya, wherein, it is worship of right from early morning. What do you do first thing early in the morning? This is what I teach my little students. So we start off with, worshipping God, because sometimes we have in our tradition, isn't it? Or Indian culture, something goes bad in the day and we say, today morning I saw your face. You are responsible. Your face I saw first in the morning. And that is why my day didn't go well. So I teach them this shloka, wherein you worship God by looking at your hands. You just look into your hands and, you see all gods there. So we start off with, can I recite the shloka? I love this shloka.
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So we start off with early in the morning. As soon as you wake up, rub your hands, put it on your face, look into your hands. Don't look anywhere else. Look at your hands and recite this shloka. Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule sthite Gauri, Prabhate Karadarshanam. So these, I guess you could catch what I meant. That is, tip of your fingers, Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess of prosperity. Middle of your hands, Goddess Saraswati, the Goddess of knowledge. And at the end, Gauri, who is the Mother Goddess. So you start your day by looking at them, and that makes your day beautiful. So Prabhate Karadarshanam, early in the morning, look at your hands. So she recited this shloka in her accented English, but she was thrilled. She said, I love this. I love the sound of the words on my tongue. So, that got me very excited. In fact, I forwarded her a couple of my shlokas, and also she was like, Archana, let's work together. I really like this. So I felt very proud. I did my little bit in propagating my loved language.
Fantastic, right, Archana? We can really see the joy in your face. I don't know the sloka, but certainly I love my hand. I do that. And now that you told me the three goddesses, I'll certainly look at them and open my eyes. Certainly, I've got wonderful people at home, so I'd like to see them as well.
Yes, you would love it. You would love it. Do it.
Right. Thank you so much, Archana, for that small knowledge sharing that you did. Okay, Mr. Chidambaram, the last person. And
sir, I am M. Chidambaram. Thank you so much. You've been doing an amazing session. Your language and voice is really inspiring me. I'm also an international corporate trainer, one of the most outstanding trainer of Indian JCs, field for 31 years.
Okay.
I've written I want to become a writer initially, and many of my articles were published and being in various magazines and TV. Then there was a lull for many years, nothing came, all were returned. Then suddenly I got a call from one of the persons, one sub-editor. He said, I thought you were only a poet. Do you also create training programs? I said, that is my profession now. So he said, why don't you start writing a series of articles on roots of success? So I just wrote casually. I never even expected, because last 10 years, nothing has come through in my writing, though I am a good trainer. But finally, he got me a call. I sent about 30 articles on root of success, a popular magazine called Pudhiya Thalaimurai. And all of them got published. So when we sent, it was returned. But they called me, and based on my experience, I wrote. So that was a really experience, and it has revived my writing skills once again, sir. I wish to share this opportunity with all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Chidambaram. Where are you from?
I am from Chennai, sir. Chennai.
Okay, Mr. Chidambaram, let's give Mr. Chidambaram a big applause. Okay. Right. So, gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much for your participation. And for all others who wanted to participate, but I certainly understand there's a time restriction. And just to give you a small tip, a peek into our program is very participative in nature. And a live online session has created so much of friends, and they're all connected with each other. So just to tell you how a program can be made so effective in participating. So thank you so much for your sharing. I'll go ahead with my presentation and connect as to why we did what we did right now. Okay, so here we had two participants share. There are 3 or 4 people shared happy moment, and one person also shared a sad moment of the life, and 2 sad moments. So therefore, we all want some happy moments only in life, isn't it? Right? We don't want sad moments in life because it really makes us feel sad. So therefore, I don't have to ask you a very obvious question. When was your energies high and when was your energies low? Very obvious answer would be, when I shared a happy moment, I felt the adrenaline rush and I felt excited. But when I think of something sad, I really dip my energies down. For instance, let me share with you what happened in my life as well. Okay, in July 8th, I lost my brother in an accident. And in December 6th, I lost my mother. So therefore, these are 2 things that has really pulled me down. Okay, but here, one thing that I know is I've got life and they don't have life. Now I can do justice to them by living my life well. So therefore, how we handle this emotion is very, very important. We might have a happy emotion. Okay, we all get excited. But when you're not able to control that emotion, that again becomes a fall. We might have a sad emotion and we might be buried in our sadness. But the moment we know how to handle these emotions, then we can go ahead in life, because life has got all the possibilities, and how we handle situation is very important. As we said, life is anubhavadhara, meaning a stream of experience, and knowing how to handle them will determine our destiny. So they have happy moments, high energy. I saw when happy moments were shared so much, the reliving of that moment was there. The energy became high. But when there was a sad moment to be shared, the energy was low. Not even sharing, even thinking of it, our energy went low. Archana said, I don't want to share it. Obviously, the reason is that you feel your energy is getting low, and I don't want to dwell in something which saps my energy. So that's absolutely fine. So it's a very obvious levels of energy. Happy moment certainly gets energies high, and sad moments gets energy low. So here again, a thought, a sad thought or happy thought gets us into a feeling, thinking, and then we get habituated. In fact, it so happens that I'm a trainer. I meet a lot of people. 3 decades of my life, I've been into training because I loved it. And my passion has become my profession. And I meet a lot of people. And I see some people for years together, they get into a habit of worry. Because worrying is a sickness. They get into a habit of worrying. And there are some people, they have challenges. I have known people personally. They have tremendous challenges where daughter's marriage spend lakhs of rupees, and in 8 months' time, the marriage is down. A constructed worker, the site engineer, marriage fixed, and wedding supposed to be on 25th of January, and his wedding is called off because that lady says, I don't want to get married after an engagement. So here, this guy was so low. So therefore, our happiness takes us up and our sadness brings us down. But the problem with us is that when we get stuck to an happy moment, we don't go ahead in life. When we get habituated or stuck to a sad moment, we don't go higher in life. So our ability to handle both these emotions of sadness and happiness with equanimity is very, very important for us to progress in life. So therefore, our character, if you're going to reach the peak, if you're only thinking of worries and sad things that happen, it's going to create a character of victim. Or if you're going to be elated and joyous about contributing and making a difference in people's life, and that is a character which is certainly going to expand ourselves, and then obviously the destiny will be determined. So therefore, we experience 2 sides of our life, one extreme of sadness, another extreme of happiness, but how we handle them is what is going to cause our destiny. So therefore, our ability to hold on and not get swayed by happiness, our ability not to sulk in sadness will certainly help us to drive and ride the life to its destination that we all are brought in. So here we are saying the destiny is in your hand. That means we should know how to handle situations of life so that we can move on. So here, as we are going ahead in life, when we are touching our peak, actualizing our potential, communication plays a very, very important role. It is said in your professional life, if you're a successful person, it is because you're able to get work done from people. And one skill that you use maximum as a business leader and a professional is your communication. If your communication is effective, you're going to bring in more results in a given point in time. That means 20% of your effort can get in 80% of results. But some people are putting in 80% of effort and get 20% of the results. As professionals and business leaders, we communicate and get work done. So we need to work on our communication, make it so powerful where our 20% communication can get 80% results. That means the 80% time that we have, we can go on and develop ourselves and upgrade ourselves. So therefore, let's work on this very important element called communication, which plays a very, very important and a decisive role in our professional life. Communication also plays a very important role in our personal life. For instance, I see 60 plus people over here in this webinar. I suspect there should be some happy people over here. You're happy because you've got sweet and harmonious relationship with people who matter most in your life, isn't it? You've got sweet and harmonious relationship with people who matter most in your life. And I'm sure there are some miserable people over here. And I don't want to know who they are, but as a behavioral scientist, I can tell you, you're miserable because you got very bad relationship with people who matter most in your life. Now, what is that one factor that makes or breaks a relationship? Well, one of them is communication. I've got a friend over here in this webinar. He's a family counselor, and he tells how communication has been misunderstood. And people just getting married go to a family court. People in the 70s and 80s go to the family court. Everything boils on your relationship with people. And that relationship is defined on how you're able to communicate your ideas and how you're able to understand another person's communication. So therefore, in working ourselves to actualizing our potential, according to Herbert Otto, we need to work on our communication. So therefore, there is a process for effective articulation. Okay, I am a person who has been trained. I was a very shy, timid, introverted person who could never even read a paragraph, but it was a training program that developed my communication skills. You would have also seen people, okay, you would have also seen people, I mean, though they are adults, they are not able to communicate effectively. The reason is that training on your communication skills constantly is very important, because till the age of 18, your communication and other skills develop on its own. But after the age of 18, each one of us must put an effort to develop ourselves on a constant manner, because these are skills that needs to be developed. So process for effective articulation is that one is that structure of your communication and the content. How do you structure it? Do you have that essence that's coming out to get the attention? The content of it, is there any superfluous words or sentence? So therefore, work on the structure and the content of your communication. There should be confidence and ease of communication. When I say confidence and ease, it should be exhibited in your body language. It should be revealing in your facial expression. The ease with which and the confidence with which you can communicate determines the effectiveness of your articulation. There should be energy and intensity. Energy and intensity is not about screaming and shouting. Energy and intensity is how passionate you feel about what you're saying. That is what is energy and intensity. Is your talk coming from your intellect to impress people? Or is your talk coming from your emotions to convince people? Or is your talk coming from the core of your being? If your talk and your presentation comes from the core of the being, that is what adds to your energy and intensity. So therefore, energy intensity is not about loud words. It's about strong words. So sound words is you feel for everything what you say. You mean the intent and the content, and you express yourself. There was this man who said, "Countrymen, give me your blood, I will give you freedom." Who's that?
Martin Luther King.
Countrymen, give me your blood, I will give you freedom. Madam, okay, Martin Luther King was
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Right. We have not seen Subhash Chandra Bose, and people have not seen him, but just that one call of his, he says, "Countrymen, give me your blood, I'll give you freedom." got the entire nation on its feet because it's his words had intensity and energy. And that was this man who said, arise, awake, and stop not till your goal is reached. Who is that?
Vivekananda.
Vivekananda.
Yeah, Swami Vivekananda. He lived for just 39 years, and look at the energy you could transmit even today, physically not present, but his works are empowering people. So this is what is energy and intensity. And there was a person who said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Right. Okay, now all these words have been reverberating for centuries and probably will reverberate. The reason is that it has the intensity and the energy. So therefore, when you are expressing yourself, let there be that intensity, let there be that energy, and those words are seeds you're sown, and it is going to grow in people and make a difference in their life. So therefore, there should be clarity and flow. Very important, because when we are talking, attention distractions are there. Our ability to be clear, and there is a flow. No non-words used in communication, no ahs and ohms and yeah and all that. These are fillers. So therefore, let's work on the clarity of our communication so that people can understand the letter and spirit of our communication. And then it says time. Why I'm saying time is, I've been given about an hour and a half to make this presentation, and I must make it within that time. I might be given 30 seconds to make a presentation. I must give it within that time. I might be given 60 seconds to make a presentation. I might be given 120 seconds to make a presentation. But using that time well is very important. What is given time should be used to the maximum. It is said you might have the world of time to communicate, but the world does not have the time to listen to your communication. So therefore, this is a broad structure on developing our communication, because as professionals and business leaders, we play a great role because we are not manual workers. We communicate and get work done through people. And if our communication is effective, certainly we are actualizing on our potential. People are able to understand us, and 20% of effort, 80% of results, and remaining 80% of the time you can develop for your self-updation. So your friends, as we are doing all these things, we should understand that we are like a tree. A tree is there, and the earth can sustain only when there's tree. Today, there's tree plantation happening. There is awareness of tree, because more the tree, the richer the soil. So we need a lot of trees. And there are a few things that's very apparent for us in a tree. I was just passing this afternoon, and then I was looking at all the trees and say, how magnificent is it? And then I saw a place where the sun's shining, and I saw enough space. I was just thinking, why not somebody plant a tree here? How wonderful it will be in the coming 5 years. So here, a tree has its leaves, which gives shade. It has got its branches where birds chirp and nestle. And then we have got fruits where it helps us sustain. We have got flowers from this. This is the crown of the tree. And here it gives us fragrance. So all these beautiful things we get from the crown of the tree. And that is made possible because of the stem. And that stem is holding it together. If the stem is weak, then we will not have this crown, and we will not have all the benefits that I just explained to you. But what is there, which many of us don't see, is that it is the roots. So the roots are very, very important. What we admire is a tree. What we admire is the fruit, the flowers. But we fail to understand there's something invisible that making all this visible to be great. And that was invisible is the root. So here, friends, we need to ensure that we work our life in such a manner that we are rooted so strong in our character, rooted so strong in our values, rooted so strong in contribution, and then we can make a difference to the society. So all that we can do as a leader is not about living my life. What I need is just a handful of food, a morsel of food is good enough. But having this food, what can I do to the betterment of people? What can I do to the betterment of humanity is very important. If we can have this motive, then we find a handful of righteous people is good enough. Swami Vivekananda said, give me a handful of righteous people and I will shake the world, he said. So let us be that handful of people where we can really use the skills that we learn as a leader, root ourselves so strongly in values, and then be of help and support and blessing to humanity. So therefore, at the end of any leadership training, It's not about WIIFM. It's not about what's in it for me. It's WIIFO, what's in it for the other. So every time when you're delivering something, every time when you're doing something, when you're looking at the other, that means you're getting more and more energy. But when we are looking at ourselves, we are limiting this human possibility. So the real effectiveness of a leader is to be a contributor to the society. A building is strong. You see high-rise buildings. Chidambaram is from Chennai. Here in Perambur, we have got a SPR city. I see 40 floors coming up. It's a magnificent building. We are looking at it, but that building is strong because the foundations are strong. So we need to work on the foundation of our life. We need to work on the strength of our life, because I told you about success, and there are lots of successful people who are miserable. There are lots of successful people who are in jail. There are lots of successful people who are in mental asylum. There are lots of successful people who are run away from the country. How sad it is. It's not to celebrate, not to ridicule them, but it's a life lesson for us. Let's be successful. Let's be great, but let's get our foundation strong. Let's get our roots strong. And then that is what is great living. So this Peak Performer workshop that I'm talking to you about is a program that helps us to learn how to handle our emotions. I told you, because emotions are very, very powerful element, because emotion is energy put in motion. You all came to this webinar because of an emotion. I'm conducting this webinar because of an emotion. So therefore, how we handle this emotion is very important. They say emotions are like electricity. They can be dynamic and they can be erratic. So it needs to be handled, it needs to be stabilized. So learning how to handle our emotions of success, learning how to handle emotions of failure can get us to be on the path, on the goal that we're going towards, and handle both these emotions well. And then we need to learn how to overcome challenges. I think this is something we all are facing. I put the word challenges, I didn't say problems. Because when I say problem, that means the situation is bigger than me and I'm not strong enough to handle it. But when I say challenge, there is an obstacle ahead of me, but I have got the strength and the resource within me by body, mind, and intellect, and I work on it and face it. So therefore, we will have challenges in life and we need to know how to handle it. We all are going through a challenge called the pandemic, and they are threatening of another wave and all that. But in such situations, how are you able to make yourself stronger? They say tough times don't last forever, but tough people do. They say winners never quit and quitters never win. So therefore, if the situation is going tough ahead of you in life, whatever you're going through, whatever I'm going through, it's for us to become more and more stronger from within and to face on the situation head on and not shy away from it. And here we learn to develop relationship. Here it's a very important 3 components of relationship that we talk about. Ability to relate with our own self. Very important. This is where we are missing the point. We are working on relationship with others. It's all about understanding our own self, understanding our body, mind, intellect, on our energy levels. We relate with ourselves, and then we relate with people, and then we relate with situations. So therefore, developing emotional intelligence is very important. There is this man called Daniel Goleman who brought in this concept called emotional intelligence. He branded it. But even before that, there was emotional intelligence present. You had Archana talking about the scriptures. That is emotional intelligence. All our scriptures is emotional intelligence. But when a man called Daniel Goleman said emotional intelligence, people caught on to it. Corporate said, do you have a program on emotional intelligence? And our programs are primarily emotional intelligence, but we started using the word, we are training on emotional intelligence. So therefore, emotional intelligence is very important. In a relationship, it's not about using our intellect. Relationship cannot be handled by intellect. Emotionship can be handled, relationship can be handled when we have emotional intelligence, understanding the situation, and then taking a decision. Then very importantly, many of us are comfortable in our comfort zone. You have a comfort zone, we are comfortable, but challenge your comfort zone, exit your comfort zone. The more and more you're sitting on your comfort zone, we never grow. So the moment you get out of the comfort zone, you will feel uncomfortable, but stay in that uncomfortable situation for some time. And it's only a matter of time. You will develop the knowledge and the skill and the attitude, and your comfort zone, you exit the comfort zone and you get into uncomfortable zone, which is a learning zone, a growth zone. So at any point in time, never lie back. In fact, when Pele was playing football, he was scoring lots of goals, and a reporter asked him, which is your best goal? He had hundreds of goals to sight, but he said, my next goal. So whatever you accomplished in life, never give up. Keep on working, keep on developing yourself, because as human beings, we alone can keep maximizing our potential. So now, having got this human life, we need to exit our comfort zone, keep on extending ourselves. Here, I'm not trying to please anybody over here in this forum, but I should tell you, we have Mr. Arun Subramaniam, who constantly challenges his comfort zone. He could have been comfortable sitting at home. He constantly challenges people on the comfort zone and gets them out of the comfort zone. So therefore, let's be people who exit our comfort zone. Let be people who can help people get out of the comfort zone, because a ship is safe in the harbor, but it is not meant for that purpose. An aeroplane is safe on the runway, but it's not meant for that purpose. We are safe in our homes, but we are not meant for that purpose. As human beings, we have the prerogative to grow and expand, and let's expand and exit our comfort zone. Understand your fear and insecurities and overcome them. Okay, it's only ignorance that is holding us. It is not the fear and insecurity. Fear and insecurity is ignorance. And more the light of awareness comes, and then you find all fears and insecurities are vanished. So here, that's about a brief about the Big Performer Workshop. Now to tell you some details about the program. As we said, I just did a master session over here, just a bit of it, but the program is very deep. Because it's my product, I might be sounding as if I'm blowing my trumpet, but let me tell you, with 30 years of experience and conducting this live online session from the month of May, because pandemic set in, and we as a team worked together and brought out a module, and I can tell you 150 odd people have benefited. They've experienced the same effect that they got in a classroom session. So we have 8 live online sessions, and this is spread over 3 weeks' time. The duration of each session is maximum duration of 2 hours each session. The delivery methodology is that we have got a live online and offline training. I, as a trainer, I'm there live online. We give you training, we give you certain inputs, and we tell you certain practices to do, and you need to practice on them and then upload your material offline, where we've got established trainers who will give you input and prepare you for the live online. And then when you come to the live online, you're already prepared. We fine tune you and give you more instruction. So therefore, it's just not 8 sessions. Even that intermittent days, we are making the best of it. In other words, we are talking about transformation. So transformation is not a 16-hour job. Transformation is a lifelong process. And in this program, it's a 3-week of dedication, and you will experience it. So therefore, there will be live online and offline training. In each batch, we take a maximum of 24 participants only. Okay, the reason, see, the webinar, I'm taking 60 people, 100 people, whatever it is, because here I'm talking and less of participation. But in a live online session, we take maximum 24 participants so that we have individual time for each one of us. Here we had heard 4 people talk, 5 people express themselves. Now, can you imagine each one developing themselves? So therefore, we take a limited number of people and we give them, everybody is participating. The USP of this program is that this is not a knowing program. This is a doing program. Because we say knowing is not doing, doing is doing. You might know the rules of swimming. You might know the technique of scuba diving. But if you don't know how to swim, and if you're not jumped into the ocean to do scuba diving, it's not going to be useful at all. So therefore, here we make people to do, and that's why we say it's an intensive training program. And we assure people transformation in 3 weeks' time, because it's a process. You get into it, adhere to the process, come out of the process, and you experience a behavioral change. So here the time and the date of the program. This program, we have got weekend and Wednesday batch. This is only one batch. We call it weekend and Wednesday because we've got a Saturday, Sunday session and one Wednesday. That's why it's called weekend and Wednesday. So that means 3 weekend, Saturday, Sunday, that is in the afternoon, and 2 weekdays. That means 2 Wednesdays come in between that 3 weekends. So that will be in the evening. And now the timing, afternoon session on the weekend is between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and evening it is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. evening on Wednesdays. So Saturday, Sunday, it's in the afternoon where we are kept in the manner where you can finish all your work, and afternoon you log into the session, and Wednesday after your work or whatever, you get into it. Now this is the 11th batch. Now here I've done a lot of programs, live sessions, but this is a pandemic program, if I'm to say it. Okay, where we are really connected to the world. As Archana said, standing in this room, I connect to the world, okay? But earlier, when you were planning a program, it was only Chennai, only Bangalore, only Pune. But right now, it's across. So in this time, we have done 11 batches. We effectively started, the designing of the program started in the month of March, because that is where the pandemic set in. And April, May, we were working on the content, and then we launched it. Great success. People received the program so well. We have done 10 batches, and we have got the 11th batch starting. It's starting on 23rd of January, Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So 23, 24, Saturday, Sunday, 27, Wednesday, 30, 31 is Saturday, Sunday, 3rd is Wednesday, 6 and 7 is Saturday, Sunday. So these are the 8 classroom sessions. And as I told you, all these additional sessions are also done to help you to develop. Simple. If you've done a training program in our institution, and if I've been a trainer, I take responsibility to ensure that people get the best of it, period. Because, and that's where our credibility is. It's not that we take people money and take the registration and create some jokes and send them, but we ensure they experience transformation in their life, okay? So here, when people complete the program, they are given this post-completion certificate. This is a very, very valuable certificate. This is the one that is going to give you all the confidence and the joy. As we heard Nirmala say, every time she looks at that UN situation, she feels happy. Similarly, if this certificate can be in your showcase, you can look at it anytime and get your energies back, because it is a gentle reminder to tell you that you have done a leadership course. And this is a profiling on your profile. It's certainly going to add a lot of value. So therefore, this is a valuable certificate that you get. And for people who meet the standards of the program are given the certificate. Now, very important element of our training program is that it's just not 8 sessions and a certificate and you go. Because there are lots of programs which is very, very effective. But what is missing is hand-holding. And here we provide you hand-holding. You're provided with continuous growth opportunities through monthly alumni. We have got chapters in 5 places: Chennai, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, and Kolkata. This is where our leadership course happens. So that is where the chapters are. And now we have people from across. So now online alumni is happening. So you will get a meeting invite. You can be part of this alumni meets, not as a spectator, but as a participant. Enough of us having a time sitting, but it is time for us to stand up and deliver. Time for us to get out of the comfort zone. And these monthly alumni helps us precisely. Where you are qualified, you get to be part of growth-oriented people, because this alumni is a community of leaders. For instance, an effectiveness of a program is the association and the alumni. So here, beautifully, the program that has been designed is that we have an alumni, and that's been happening from 1977. And there's an alumni in each of the chapters. Now with the online, you've got an alumni for all the chapters coming in. So here, there's a community of leaders, where you get into a community of leaders, where you are helped to develop, and you also are a contributor. For instance, when you do an MBA from Harvard or Stanford or wherever, the greatness is not the 2-year course. The greatness is the alumni. And that alumni helps their members to develop themselves or probably get them placements or whatever it is. So therefore, the community is being set. And this is something very unique that we provide for people who have gone through the session and come out of it. And then we have a biannual national convention, where once in 2 years, we have people from across the country, now across the world, come in and converge in a place where we have growth-oriented activities for 2 or 3 days. The convention is this year, 2021, we have a convention in Mumbai. It's going to be in the Hotel Leela. So the best of facilities is given, and it's given at a very, very economical rate, because all these are done because people are there subsidizing and wanting people to experience growth. So this is what is very unique about our forum, where we ensure that you just don't come, get excited, and go away like a Petronas lamp. You feel excited, light, and then go away. But we ensure we provide you the platform. And it is for you to grab the platform and grow yourself. Now, we are not only working on our self-development, we are also socially conscious. Our social consciousness is there. We have got a home for destitute children or economically deprived children called Snehalaya, where we take a child of 5 years, give a comprehensive education. It's a residential place where children are not given only concentration on academics and becoming state ranker, Probably they might not become state rankers. They're all marathon runners. They're all very strong people, because from 5 years we take them, we build them up on all the 5 dimensions of their life, and they become strong individuals. So this Nyalaya was started in 1988. That means we have taken children, and today children are 30 plus, and many of them are doing exceptionally well in their life. And some of them are working in the Carnegie, Mellons, and all that. Okay. So just to tell you, it's not about developing ourselves and running away. It's about contributing and making a difference in people's life. And then we have something called as a new revolution of India, where this is towards a country. We have in this forum right now people from outside India. That means whichever country you belong, we owe our allegiance to our country, and we need to ensure we develop that country. So whichever nationality you come from, that nationality we respect, and we work on this. And now being in India, and this forum happening in India, we have got a revolution called New Revolution of India. This is no arms or weapons. It is empowering individuals. Can you imagine a situation where 1.3 billion people are empowered? That means 1/7 of the world population is empowered. If 1/7 is empowered, the world in no time is going to be empowered. So therefore, these are some social activities that we do. So it's not about we developing skills and manipulate society. It's about developing skills and enhancing the quality of people's life. And the vision of our organization is, let this world be a little better because I came here. So therefore, I've been standing and delivering this to you for about 1.5 hours time, just to tell you, we have a great work in hand, and we have got a very small life in hand. So therefore, can we use it for the betterment of ourselves, our family, our society, our country, and the world at large? Now you might be saying, Daniel, all this is fine. What is the fee? Now, instead of saying it a fee, I called it investment, because I firmly believe invest in yourself and make yourself an asset rather than investing in assets for yourself. Because I stand over here, in 1988, I did a program of this kind in Chennai. The course fee was 2,500 rupees at that time, 1988, when my entire college education was not 2,500 rupees. But I invested. I probably didn't have the branded clothing for me. I invested. Today, I'm reaping out of all my investment because I made a wise investment, invested in myself and made myself an asset. So you can invest in yourself and make yourself an asset. And that is what is one makes you stronger to face situations of all kinds. So when we are doing a classroom session, we are charging 30,000 Indian rupee. Okay, that was for the classroom session. And now in live online session, the course will be 8,000 Indian rupee. Now, what do you get for 8,000 Indian rupee? You get 3 weeks of intensive training program where you develop yourself as a leader, and then you get an entry into a growth community, and continue to develop, network, develop, and make a difference in people's life. So here we always look at life as not what's in it for me, in what way can I make a difference in other person's life? And that attitude is what is going to enhance the quality, enhance our ability to maximize ourselves. So therefore, this is about it. And the link will be shared by Mohan, and you can register yourself for the program. There'll be a link for 1,000 rupee. You can pay 1,000 rupee and enroll yourself. And since the program is starting on 23rd, you can pay up the remaining money by 21st. Or if you want to pay up the full money, you can pay up the full money. So therefore, this is the long and short of what I want to say. And I can tell you, it's going to be a worthwhile investment in your life. So therefore, take a decision, and I respect your decision. Okay, now I open the floor for question and answers. Right?
Yeah, Daniel, I'm sharing the link on the chat window. Those who would like to have a advance pay, you can utilize that.
Yes, Archana, anybody wants a question, you can ask. Yes, Archana, you want a question?
Sir, could you please go back and share the slide where before the one where you started off with the details for the program?
Yeah. This one?
Before, the one before this, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Okay, anybody, any questions?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir. Please go ahead. Yes.
Namaste, sir. I'm calling Doshi Hetal Kumar from Bhavnagar, Gujarat.
Yes, sir. Good. Namaste, sir.
Sir, I really enjoyed your session, today's session very well. But my request is to, could we get this audio and video of this presentation for our future use also? So that will be fine to us.
Yeah, you're
Any
giving
YouTube link.
Yeah, you're giving us the email ID. Okay, we will certainly get in touch with you all, because when you entered in the program, you're given all your ID. So you can also stay in touch with us. We'll stay in touch with you and do the needful, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, sir. Anybody else? Any questions?
Yeah, good evening. Can I ask the question?
Yes, Mr. Sushant.
Yeah, very good evening to all. And Mr. Daniel, it was a fantastic session, worth investment of time. My question is, as you have mentioned about the concentration, and I truly believe that once you focus and concentrate on the aspects, but many are not able to concentrate where to concentrate. So identifying the niche area. So are you also going to cover the niche area?
Yeah, see, we are going to cover life as a totality. Okay. So here, there are certain areas that you, right now, what is that you need to concentrate on this webinar, isn't it? Right. And similarly, you're probably doing something else. You need to concentrate on that situation. So therefore, here, it's when you say concentration, it's not bits and pieces. Concentration is throughout. Whatever we are doing involved and intense. And that is what is concentration, sir. Yes, Mr. Govindraj, you said something. Okay, right, sir. Mr. Sushant, I hope I clarified what you said.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Mr. Govind, right. Please send payment link to Mohan. There, Mr. Govind from Coimbatore wanted this link to be there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, sir. Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Dan.
Yeah, please go ahead. Who's this?
Ravichandran here.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Ravichandran.
It was a fantastic presentation and a lot of insights.
Okay.
That was amazing and very inspiring delivery too. Yes, it has triggered me a lot, and it's a lot of thought processes. Definitely allowed to be in touch with you. Probably once I get the mail and something, I'll come back to you.
Okay, please, sir. Mr. Ravichandran, I certainly look forward to you. Yes, Archana, thanks for whatever you said. Okay. Okay. Yeah, certainly, Archana, I think I would like people like you to get on board, okay, so that we can connect together and do a lot of things, okay? Certainly, Archana. Okay. Right. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, Balachandra, thank you. Yes, Madam Nirmala, Madam, any questions here? Yeah.
Not questions, but I'd like to tell you that we really appreciated your program. It was well presented, real bag of knowledge, and it was lovely. It was just awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam, for your appreciation.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your feedback. We look forward to you getting on board with us. Okay.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Right, sir. Any more questions? Or short, what did you learn? As simple as that. Okay, do you have a feedback form you're asking? We don't have a feedback form per se right now. You can certainly send us a mail, okay? We'll appreciate that. We have not made any template as such.
Mr. Daniel Jacob, I just wanted to invite Arun, Mr. Arun Subramaniam, to share a few thoughts and words with the audience.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Mohan. I was thinking of talking to Mr. Daniel alone afterwards, but you have dragged me into it. Incidentally, I have a few questions, Mr. Daniel, if you don't mind.
Yes.
You see, the first is you have shown that on 24th you have this program, isn't it?
23rd, 24th.
What time is the program on 24th? Because 24th evening, I have a 2-hour presentation for the get-together
Okay.
on value chain analysis, and I will not be available in the evening. So what time will your program be on 24th?
24th, Saturday, Sunday, it's 2 to 4 p.m.
Okay, so evening it is not there.
Yeah, evening it's not there.
So okay, so then you can count me in.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing it more because I think that I was very impressed with what you were talking about in terms of strengthening the values. And incidentally, 8,000 is not a very big amount. I will also try and get my both sons and daughters-in-law also in. So, because I heard a lot about MILT, and my son who is in the US has been talking a lot about McGrath's teaching techniques.
Okay.
And you appear to be a person who is carrying that lineage forward.
Yeah.
So, definitely I think we can benefit out of it. I think around 4 or 5 of us should be there. The only thing is I will not be available in the evening on 24th. 24th evening, I got this program on value chain analysis.
Yeah.
For the get together for the people who have done my course on employee engagement and value proposition.
Okay.
It's a wonderful program, and you have raised the bar so well. Yesterday's program was astounding by Mr. Vaidiswaran, and you have, crossed even that. And with speakers like you coming in and raising the bar, I think TTBC, Top League Training and Business Consulting, is in for some good, attendance. Tomorrow we have a program by Mr. Sachin Kamath, who is also a very capable trainer. He has been in this industry for over 20 years. He is also an L&D expert. He is going to be talking about art of leading. And day after tomorrow, we have this program from Mr. Ananta Krishnan, who has put in about 4 decades in the treatment of diabetes. So we will be getting that. And then I think on 26th, we have a program from Dr. Suhas Rao on resilient leadership. 23rd, Commander Vijay is going to be talking about the 7 secrets of success. Commander Vijay, incidentally, was in the Navy in a very senior position for 20 years. And then he was also with training head for Infotech and other very leading companies. I think we are all in for a good time. Let's all learn from each other. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. And I hope you will give more such programs on our platform.
Yes, certainly, Mr. Arun. I certainly would do that. And Top League is really doing a great work and creating platform for aspiring people who have got enough to share. I think that's something.
No, I wouldn't call you an aspiring trainer.
No, I mean, okay. Okay. Lots of people are getting a lot of opportunity, like Archana ma'am is there, and Nirmala ma'am, and so many other people. They all are a plethora, a repository of knowledge. And I'm sure they coming in and contributing.
I think Nirmala madam had also written to me about giving a program on women empowerment. The date is still pending decision. I will reach out to her maybe tomorrow morning and then finalize the date on women empowerment with her.
Thank you, sir.
We can really make a very strong community, and this online can really reach out to 1.2 billion people and the world 7 billion. I think we can do a world of good to people.
Incidentally, Top League markets the program that is being given by all the people, the community members. We market the program for 3 days. We prepare professionally the flyers, and then we market it by digital marketing so that more and more people can get the benefit of the experience of all the speakers.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question. In case
who is it? Who is it?
Nirmala.
Tell me.
Yeah, sir. What I would like to know is, like, tomorrow and day after, we have got our installation ceremony here of JCI Prayer Chapter. So I will not be able to attend the functions, the training sessions tomorrow and day after. So I don't want to lose out on it. Will I be able to get a recording or something of that?
See, I deeply regret to inform you that it is our, corporate decision not to give the videos to anyone who has not attended. For the simple reason, otherwise, people will simply not attend, and they will say that send the video to us, and we will, that is something which we don't want to do.
Agree.
And second thing is, you see, it's very difficult to sit down and watch a video of 1.5 to 2 hours. And the effect will not be there. Please don't mind. We regret that we will not be able to give the video, excepting, yes, those people who have attended, it is to the discretion of the presenter, the resource person, whether he wants to give the video or not. But we strongly advise the resource people not to distribute the video to anybody who has not attended the program.
I agree.
Nirmala, madam, you are a very accomplished person who has even spoken in the UN and got a standing ovation. You definitely know that what we prioritize, we always achieve.
Yes, I know.
What is our priority in life is what decides what we do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if whatever your priority is, according to that, let things happen. And that way, what will happen is every resource person, when he gives a program, will have adequate participation, and that will encourage him. That will encourage him or her to do better the next time, which will be to our benefit.
Correct.
You see, if we start distributing the video at random, what will happen is people will say, "Arey, we will get the video."
Correct. Correct.
And then everything else will take priority. We don't want to do that.
Right.
Like
right.
Mr. Hemant or whoever it was requesting, he is there in the program today. When he asked for a video, I definitely think he should get it because, he would like to brush it up. He is interested in it. And that's the purpose of the program.
Correct.
To bring about a transformative impact. If I know that anyway I will get the video, whether I attend or not, then why would I attend? I would attend some other program and then write here that I unfortunately could not attend, so please send me the video. I have seen instances of people requesting for video even after they get it, and when I reply to them, I have sent to you, they say, "Acha, I have not seen, I will check up." That is the level of seriousness people have. Please don't mind. I'm not trying to pinpoint anybody, but this is human nature.
Yeah.
There is a price tag attached to everything, and the price tag for getting the video of the program which you really love is attend it.
Correct. Yeah, because it's really wonderful, and I'm really sorry I won't be able to attend because being the immediate past president, it's mandatory. I have to be for the installation ceremony,
It's okay, madam. Doesn't matter. The programs will be repeated again. The programs will be repeated again.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
And definitely, I'm telling you, and you will also be giving your programs.
Yes, sir.
And the same formula will be applied to your programs also.
Correct, correct.
See, as they say, what goes around comes around.
Comes around, right. No issues, no issues, sir.
Please don't mind.
I don't mind. No, I can definitely see your point of view. No problem, no issues. Thank you anyway.
And I request, you see, we have this Participate Scientia, which in Latin means share your knowledge group on the WhatsApp. Those who are not in our, we have a community of around 3,000 members in our
WhatsApp,
top league training and business consulting community. People who have attended my various programs. And I have formed this Participate Scientia group for those who are attending these programs. I will be very honored. I will be saying, including you, all those of you who have not already been included, I'll be including them into that group. I will be very obliged if you should accept that invitation and be a part of that group and contribute towards the development of the group as well as to the co-members. And I wish all of you to join Mr. Daniel's course and make it a big success. See, ultimately, again, as I said, what goes around comes around.
Correct.
When we support each other, all of us grow together. Together we excel. It's as simple as that. Like some great man said, I don't know who it was, said, if you want to go far, go with a group. So let's all, fulfill the journey of our life, enjoying each other's company and supporting each other. Thank you, Mohan. Over back to you.
Right, Mohan. Okay. So
Can I add a few words, Jacob, sir?
Yeah, please, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, sir. A little summary of what I have understood. Like you suggested, sir, we first need to focus on our brain, like Daniel Goleman suggested. Fool your brain, otherwise it will fool you.
Okay.
We generally function in two modes of the brain. One is the default mode, one is the concentration mode, which we are not in. Default mode, we tend to wander, we have 100 things going on in the mind, but until unless we focus and concentrate, we find it very difficult to achieve whatever we want to achieve. Like you said, we hardly use any percentage of the brain, and procrastination will not work. Complacency, once it sets in, is what will be our undoing. So it was a lovely session, sir, and I really enjoyed every minute of this wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
Right. Thanks a lot, madam, for your appreciation. Okay, really appreciate that. Okay, right. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Another
Yes.
here, spellbound. I really appreciate your energy and passion.
Yes, sir. Yes. Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
That's Mr. Sundaram.
Okay. All right, Sundaram. Thank you so much, Mr. Sundaram. They say when your profession is your passion, energy comes automatically. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Naturally, yes.
Okay. Right, sir. Right. Okay. So, Mohan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for being part of it. And I look forward for more and more meetings with you and look forward to you being on board PBW. Okay. Right. Take care. All the best. And have a great night, a great time. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Good day. Good night.
Thank you, everybody. God bless.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you. Mohan, you are the host, no? So you can unmute, right?
Log off in a few seconds. Bye. See you. Thank you, Ms. Nirmala Menon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.